Yeah, bitch, a movie. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I am your host, the real Geno Reynolds, and today we're gonna be talking about El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, which just got released today on Netflix. I just got done watching it. I'll do my best to definitely dance around spoilers for this one because I know a lot of people are looking forward to this movie, and I don't really want to spoil anything, but I will talk about some things vaguely just to answer some questions that people might have about the movie. What this one is about, it takes place right after Jesse escapes his captors being freed by Walt. And it's him on the run. He's in the El Camino. He's driving away. There's cops. He's just trying to get away. And this is the whole thing about him trying to escape. Trying to stay away from the cops and everyone else that may or may not be looking for him. I will say this. I shouldn't have been surprised by this, but in a way, I really like that this is a very simple story. It doesn't get too overly complicated. The story is told in many different ways. You have the present. We also get flashbacks. A lot of it being during Jesse's time of captivity, where he had to cook meth for his captors. And it definitely talks about a day he has with Todd, about what happened that day, and it's why he's looking for what he's looking for in this movie. Because basically Jesse's trying to find a way to he's trying to find a way to try to do the escape again, like Walt did and like Saul did. So of course that takes a lot of cha-ching, it takes a lot of cash. So it's telling a backstory on where he could get the cash. But yeah, it's a very simple story. There is, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil anything. But there is a lot of callbacks and flashbacks. There's scenes where we're seeing old, things that happened in the past that we didn't see in the show, between Jesse and other characters. Again, we see some flashbacks on this day he spent with Todd where all the rest of the captors were away, and Todd has Jesse help him with a couple things. We see just different flashbacks with different characters. We also do run into, everyone knows that Skinny Pete and Badger are in this. They did announce that they were in the movie, and they're near the first of the movie. I like what they did with them. And yeah, it's hard to really talk about anything else without really spoiling anything. But yeah, it's a real simple Breaking Bad story. Don't expect big fireworks in this. I mean, there's some really just quiet scenes. There's really some, anytime, the crap hits the fan, the movie has earned it. It definitely sets it up well. But it's really hard to talk about, but it's all about Jesse trying to get away. What he has to do to get away. And the snags he hits, and the goodbyes he needs to say, and all that stuff. It's just about him getting away. It takes, I don't know how many days it takes place over. It can't be too many. But again, being that it's taking place right after the end of Breaking Bad, this is where it led to something I was a little disappointed in, but I'm actually okay with it now that I've seen the movie. I was hoping there would be some sort of Saul connection. I honestly hoped there was going to be like a black and white scene where Jesse went to, Saul's new place of business to eat, or something like that. But there is no connection to Saul. I was hoping there would be, but now that I've seen the movie, I'm kind of glad there wasn't. Because this is definitely a Jesse movie. It's about his character. So they kept it all about him. Aaron Paul, he falls right back into the character, and this is still probably going to be the best role he ever plays. And I mean, I'm not going to down the man's career, but he hasn't really had a big hit that I know of. I have anything I've seen him in since Breaking Bad. Just, I'm not saying he's done a bad job. I'm just saying the parts don't really play to his strengths. And so yeah, this is the role he was born to play, and I'm glad he got to play it again. Now I'm going to get into a bit of a spoiler. I will just say this. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you're going to love this movie. You're going to love the style. You're going to love the characters you get to see again. You're just going to love the fact that you get to spend 2 hours with Jesse again. And I will say this. If you don't remember Breaking Bad, like me, I didn't get to go back and watch it again. There is like a 3 or 4 minute recap that kind of tells you a few different things that you may or may not need to know. At least gives you a heads up of, okay, these are the characters you need to remember and things like that. So it was nice that there's a recap. So I definitely, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you're going to watch it anyway if you're a fan of Breaking Bad. But if you, especially those that really love Breaking Bad like me, and I know there's many of you out there, you're really going to like this movie. Now for the big spoiler. Are you ready? Walter White is in the movie. In what capacity, I will not say. But he is in the movie. So those wondering, were we going to get more Walter White? Yes, it's not a ton. But it comes at the right time in the movie. I will say that. But so that's the big thing. There's really not much more to talk about. I don't want to drone on and accidentally spoil anything. But again, this is just a pretty simple story of how Jesse got away. And because those watching the end of Breaking Bad, you know, he's driving off. It's like, did he get away? What happened to him? It was very ambiguous. And this is him. This is what he had to go through after the end of Breaking Bad, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. I had to get right on here and record and talk about it. So yeah, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you're going to love it. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Geno YouTube channel, like this video, and you have anything to say about El Camino, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. Bitch.